So sorry guys, I forgot to do the introduction for this video. We are doing about a 600-mile trip to Georgia. I forgot to start the trip because we're doing so much last minute things to get the baby in, because he woke up around 2:30 to leave at like around 3 o'clock. So we wanted to make sure that he was still asleep. So we had a bunch of different things running in the car. But yeah, so it's a 600-mile trip, should be about 9.5 hours. I think it's 3 charging stops that we should do. And this is the first one that we are doing in the Model X. So let's see how it goes. So I'm plugged in now and charging. You guys can see I didn't change the name of the trip, but this is basically this last leg here. This discrepancy, I'm not 100% sure why. It shows 200 and 197, but 387 watt hours, 387 watt hours per mile. If you guys do not know, this is basically for efficiency. The lower this number, the better. So I think we're doing okay right now. That was close to a 3-hour leg there that we did. Probably the longest leg I've ever done in a Tesla so far. And the other road trip we did, it was the Model Y, and so with that, the battery is just a bit smaller. So we're charging up now. It says I need to stay for about 20 minutes, and then we will continue on our route. This trip should be close to 600 miles total, going up to Georgia. So we are at a V3 supercharger in Ocala. I guess maybe what I'll do is for each supercharger that we go to, I might just go ahead and leave the address, because I like to leave reviews of superchargers. This one is pretty crappy. Bathrooms were not the best, and also didn't have a changing table for the baby. This supercharger itself is pretty good, but the actual location, surrounding place is nice, but the Wawa itself, not that clean. So one tip I found when we've been doing these road trips, Tesla greatly, I don't want to say exaggerates, but they underestimate the battery. And so whenever we are charging, I want to make sure that I only charge to the limit that they state and that we don't overcharge, because the lower your battery gets to, the faster or more efficient your charging speeds will be when you get to these superchargers. So before, what I had been doing is I had been overcharging because I wanted to make sure that I had enough battery, but it's actually the opposite. I don't want to say undercharge, but either undercharge or just charge to that limit, so that by the next time or when you get to that next stop, your battery will be at a lower percentage and you get those faster charging speeds, which is what you want, so that you're not at these charges for extended periods of time. So we are now continuing on the next leg. Close to 2 hours, we should get the battery down to 16%, which is perfect, like I said, for those better charging speeds. And that next stop is actually going to be in Valdosta, Georgia. So I think we have one more stop after that. Alrighty guys, so this is the second stop. I think I may have misspoke at the end of that video where I said there was only one more to go. There's 3 total charging stops. So we'll go here, take a look at the trip. So this is that leg, 137 miles, 51 kilowatt hours, 375 watt hours per mile. So that's actually better than the first leg. And it was about an hour. So you guys can see close to 2 hours, hour and 48 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this thing charged up. I think it says I need to charge here for about 15 minutes. So super important for anybody that has not road tripped again. You really want to make sure you get your battery down into those low teen percentages, because it's just going to charge faster. So I'm going to show you what these charging speeds look like once I first plug in. And then another thing, just to demonstrate how fast charging happens with Tesla superchargers, once that turns green, it's charging. So that was like what, maybe 5-6 seconds. So let me show you what these charging speeds look like. It says 20 minutes right now estimated. Sorry guys, had it at the wrong thing. So 155, 156, I'm pretty sure I should get up to about maybe 210, 215 peak speeds, especially at this percentage. Let's see how high we can get it to. So this is a level 3 charger, which is at 250. I don't think I'm gonna touch 250 because I don't think I'm low enough, but I should definitely get over 200. Yeah, there we go. So let's see where we peak at. And then I'm gonna show you guys what we have the little lad in the back strapped in at with his whole setup. So 227, I get 230? 228, okay, so peaking at 228 kilowatts, which is great. So like I said, you really wanna get it low so you get these fast speeds. So I'll go ahead and show like the link for this up in Amazon, but you see we got him like a little desk. And he also, even though the Model X does have that little screen, it's more convenient, you know, for this little tablet holder. I think it was like $8 off Amazon. And then we got his little speaker back here so he can go ahead and listen to whatever he needs to. We don't have the volume too loud, but it's set up so that he can obviously hear it. And we like to listen to audiobooks and stuff like that so we can listen to what we want to. And he has his own little personal sound system set up. All right, buddy. And so during the ride, we had like a bunch of different books and stuff. And I'll probably have my wife touch on that, but different things for him to do in between, you know, watching things on the tablet. Let's go ahead and get him out so we can run around. So this is, I think, Sunstop. There's like a Moe's and like a Planet smoothie next to it. This is the second stop. Definitely better than the first one that we went to. Bathrooms are clean. Inside is nicer. Didn't go to try and change them inside there, so I'm not certain if they had changing tables or not. But this rest stop is definitely nicer. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 charging spots here. We're the only car here right now. There was one when we first got in here, so no congestion, albeit this is not like a crazy busy traveling holiday, but it is the weekend and there's nobody here, and it's about 8:30 a.m. so pretty good. So it took a little less than 20 minutes. We went inside. I doubled back to go and change the baby. So there was a changing table on the women's side, but not on the men's side. But there was like a table and there was no one in there, so I was able to just change the baby. So close that out so you guys can see this last. Sorry, $13.30. Continuing on. Looks like we got 1 hour and 47 minutes to go, 129 miles before we reach our final charging station. I'm probably gonna overcharge there a little bit. As you guys can see, we're gonna get down into those single digits. And charging speeds on this thing are actually, it's pretty fast. A lot faster, I feel like, than the Y. Even though I was overcharging a bit with the Y, everything so far has been around 20 minutes or less. I wanna say 15, 16 minutes on average. So we're gonna go get the baby buckled in, do this next leg, and then we will check in with you guys at that point. Alrighty guys, we are at the third and final stop. Fort Valley, GA. Says we're supposed to charge for about 15 minutes. I'm probably gonna overcharge. Let's see, trips. That last leg was 130 miles, hour and 43 minutes. Overall, again, this doesn't count the first leg, 366 watt hour per mile, 98 kilowatt hour. So definitely more efficient as we got further along the drive. As you can see, even this one was really good, 357. So yeah, so gonna go ahead and charge up. We're actually at a Buc-ee's, never been to one of these before, so we're gonna grab some food here. This is probably, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's the nicest stop that we've been at because it is the largest. This thing kind of looks like a freaking Walmart super center. It's huge. So so yeah. Well, the first stop, the bathrooms weren't great, and it didn't have the baby changing table.
Well, I mean, the bathrooms were fine. They didn't have a changing table, but it wasn't.
The men's bathroom was not good.
It wasn't. Oh,
no,
it was a Wawa, but at least they had like it was open. Like they had a convenience store, you know, for the time.
Yeah, that was It was just mainly, like I said, the facilities were bad. But so yeah, we go ahead and plug this in, and we're gonna go check out Buc-ee's, if that's the right way you say it. So, just went to Buc-ee's, and it was crazy in there.
Experience.
Yeah, never been to one before. I feel like it's like a Walmart, but with a gas station attached to it.
It's like a Wawa on steroids.
Yeah, it's huge. I didn't want to record video inside of it because I just felt like it'd be a little bit too touristy, but it was like jam-packed. But the size of it, with all the buildings and everything, it's like a Walmart size like parking lot.
It looks like people just come here to come here.
Yeah, because they have like just general parking that, apart from just like, you know, gassing up and also charging. So
we got beaver chips. We got beaver chips, which are like freshly fried potato chips. And I was fat. An apple pie.
Well, we haven't been here before, so we just figured we'd grab a bunch of stuff because we still got like maybe an hour and a half to go.
Pralines, because I'm weak. I get weak for pralines. I love me some pralines. A breakfast sandwich, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. We got, dang, we was fat. We got a fried chicken sandwich for the baby because he likes chicken. He might eat it when he wakes up. And then we got 2 brisket sandwiches. So.
And we got a drink as well.
And we got a drink.
So I'm overcharging here a little bit. Took us like 13 minutes, as you guys saw before we. That's all we really needed to charge, and we, you know, got a notification on the inside saying that we're finished charging. But yeah, I'm gonna overcharge here for a little bit, and I think the first place we're supposed to go to is the Georgia Museum. So we're actually gonna go there before we check in because our check-in time isn't until like 3 o'clock, and we're actually gonna make it there at like 12:30. So. Yeah, so we actually, this did not feel like a 9-hour drive, 9.5-hour drive.
Oh, when we went to Tennessee, it didn't feel like a 15.
I really feel like these breaks at like 2 hours, hour and a half, hour and 43, I don't know, they help to ease the pain, I guess you could say.
When the baby's asleep, he's been asleep for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So he's a champ, that one.
So we will check in when we finally reach, I guess, probably the museum. See you there.
So we just finished trying all that food. For me, it was mid. What about you?
Yeah, about the same.
It just seemed like there was a lot of hype, and the food was not that great.
It was like the exact opposite. Before, everybody was telling us about Wawa, and I'm like, okay, it's a gas station kind of food. Wawa's food was actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the biggest difference between the two is Wawa was made to order. This food is just made for the masses, like it's grab and go. So I think that's part of the reason why it wasn't as good, is because we just grabbed it.
They did have like a made to order station, but the general like idea was grab and go. So I don't know, I don't see what all the hype is about, and I'm kind of like really disappointed in the pralines that I got, because they were not good. They were like chewy, and yeah, I wouldn't get those again. So all in all, Buc-ee's was an adventure that I don't think I want to take again.
Yeah, charging was good.
Hey guys, so Future Mac here. We made it in just around under 9 hours and 30 minutes. We ended up going to the museum before we actually made it to the Airbnb. So that's the reason why I didn't get the numbers and everything like I needed to. But the total amount spent on charging was about $44.63. So I might do a second video basically on the way down. It's probably just gonna be the same sort of thing as this one. So I'll probably record footage, and I don't know if I'll end up posting it. But overall, the trip was pretty good. It really did not feel like that long, like we just sort of stated. Went really quickly. I think it's because like the increments are broken up with the different stops. But road tripping in the Teslas seems legit, like it seems fine. In comparison to the Y from the X I felt like it's kind of difficult to compare apples to apples, because the Y we went during winter time, and so it was slower charging speeds only because it was colder. The X charged pretty quickly, but again, this was summertime, so that may have had something to do with it. But it's a road tripping beast. We have a couple of other trips coming up. We are actually going to Tennessee again this fall, so probably post another video like that. If you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. Do my best to get back to them. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this is the type of content that you guys want to see, or if there's really anything about the Model X that you guys want to know, since like I said, there's not a whole bunch of content on the X centered around the X. So until I see you guys again, take care.